Hey there, it says I am live. I have to believe the machines. They run my life. So, welcome. I'm sorry to be calling you from my office. So, hope that's okay. Hi, I am here live in Custer State Park in South Dakota. It is, as you can tell, a very bright, sunny day. It's actually quite cool here. It's like in the 70s, I think, right now. I didn't check the temperature before our hot times, so. But fairly cool and comfortable here by one of many lakes and many forests and many hills that we have come across while we were here in South Dakota. If you look behind me here, there's the novelty right over my right shoulder. Right shoulder. That is our home. Kara and I have been living in that now for a couple of months, and we were actually in Michigan up until about a week ago, and we decided we would get on the road and come here. And this has been absolutely gorgeous. Let me give you a better view than a parking lot. How's that? So this is where I've been working today. Believe it or not, as remote as this spot actually is, it is somewhat remote in comparison to where we were. I actually have full LTE here, so or I did. Hopefully, you're seeing every word of this. So, hey, Julie, thank you. Julie says she loves The Office. Let's pop that up there. Thank you very much. I love The Office too. This is this has been one of my more favorite spots to sort of hang out and do some writing and do some work. I've done some stuff for Draft to Digital today. Done a lot of calls and things, so it's been nice, rather than being in some cubicle somewhere. So, not that I've spent much time in cubicles over the past 20 years or so, but still nice. So here we are. I don't know if you've been to South Dakota. This is not what I was expecting South Dakota to be. I'll be honest with you. I don't know why, but I pictured like uh, you know, not necessarily desert, but like vast empty plains, which we did see a lot of. But once you start kind of getting into like the Black Hills and getting into the woods here, the forests here, it's been quite nice. Custer State Park was something we kept driving past signs that indicated it was here, but we never quite stopped to check it out. So now that we're here, we're really enjoying. Josh Hayes says, "Now that is a legit spot." Yes, this is the kind of spot I was always kind of dreaming about, thinking about, hoping we'd get to hang out in. So I'm very happy to be here. Roland says, "Great idea on the branding." I don't know what it means, Roland. You'll have to tell me later. Okay. All right. Josephine says, "How far from Mount Rushmore?" I think we are 16 miles, give or take, from Mount Rushmore. We did actually go hang out there. Here's an interesting thing you might want to be aware of. It costs $10 to park at Mount Rushmore, and that is good for a year. So if you go pay your $10, you can come back anytime during the year and enjoy Mount Rushmore again. Similar here at Custer State Park, you can get a pass. We got the week pass. It's $20 per vehicle. We can come back all week long. So that's what we've been doing. We decided we would work from a different spot in Custer, uh, in the park at least, every day. And there are patches here that don't have LTE, so you have to kind of be a little wary and selective, uh, and then find your spot and hang out. We have there's lots of little parks. There's more little parks here than I was expecting. A lot of places to hang out and just chill. Uh, Roland and Josh are having a nice little conversation in the comments. You are welcome to comment as well. If you comment, I'll try to share things. Questions, if you got questions. So here's what I wanted to talk about, though. As beautiful as all this is, and I'm going to let you enjoy this while I walk. I'm sorry for being out of breath. The elevation is a little higher here than I'm used to, and I'm not used to talking and walking at the same time. So, one thing I've been thinking about a lot is switching over. So I started doing the Kevin Show during the whole pandemic thing as a way to bring some kind of, spark of joy, as Marie Kondo would say, to people who maybe otherwise were feeling a little pent up and shut out and miserable about everything that was happening, all the lockdowns and that stuff. So I wanted to just bring some nonsense into your life. Really, I mean, this wasn't supposed to be anything super serious. It was just supposed to be me screwing around having a good time. And I did what I normally do, which is I created an intro, some graphics, branding, and made it a thing. And it was only supposed to last maybe a month or two, however long. Actually, at the time, we thought that COVID would be over in a month. Go figure. So it was only supposed to last about that long. And I brought on friends and did interviews, and I was planning to do more of that stuff. But then it kind of became something else. It became like an actual thing and something that people liked and participated in. So now, I don't mind continuing the Kevin Show. I have other things I've been running. I've been slowly kind of cutting some things out. And I don't mind continuing the Kevin Show, but I have a whole other brand I've been developing. And Roland Denzel, who's in the comments, was actually the one who came up with the name, believe it or not. He's actually suggested Author on the Road as a domain name, and I bought it specifically because it was easier to remember Author on the Road than it was to remember kevintumlinson.com. And that's literally the reason I bought the domain name. But now I've decided it makes for a good brand. I went and I got a logo. I'm working on getting maybe some theme music. I'm thinking about doing a show based around that. I have a YouTube channel reserved, which you can actually find. There's actually show notes for this episode. If you look in the description, there's a link to follow that. There's no content there yet except this thing. This is going up there. And you'll notice I did not play my usual music and everything. It's because that music actually has a copyright from Epidemic Sound, and I was just using it because it was available to me. I never intended to monetize it. So if I do a show based on Author on the Road, I'll probably try to make a little money off of it somehow. So I didn't want to use copyrighted stuff. So that means I have to come up with all new original stuff, which I've done before. That's the way I did Wordslinger podcast and some of the other things I've done. So not a stranger to this stuff. Just wasn't quite expecting to have to start over. Am I in focus here? Okay. So now I'm thinking about it. And if I do it, I am going to do it, frankly, but as I do it, I'm going to need your support, basically. I'm going to need people to subscribe to the channel, go to the website, authorontheroad.com, leave comments, buy books, especially buy books. But that's the whole idea. So as Kara and I are out traveling and enjoying this kind of stuff, while we're out here, I'm continuing to write and publish. I've already written at least 4 books since we've been on the road. Published a couple of them, more to come, and it's been amazing. It's been inspirational. It's truly been amazing, this whole experience. I'm really enjoying it, and I want to just share it with people. And I think, not just authors. A lot of the stuff I've done over the past several years has been really focused on authors and helping indie published authors in particular to kind of get into the business and figure this out and do their stuff. But I feel like there's an entire audience I've been ignoring, which is my readers, and you, whatever category you happen to fit into, here on Facebook and YouTube, and I guess Periscope and Twitter and Periscope is the same, right? I don't even know. I've got 100 different channels on this thing that I'm broadcasting to live right now. So I feel like I've been doing a little bit of a disservice to the folks who follow me on social media, who might be readers or might be authors either way. And I don't know. I want to do something more. So that's what I tend to do, by the way. I tend to give myself a lot of extra work and do more until I'm so stressed out over it that I quit something. Oh, that's not anyway, while I'm going on about this, let's see. Okay, so Roland got back to me. I thought this might be what you meant, Roland. So he says your branding idea is in the description of this very episode. Exactly. So I'm talking about exactly that. I want to rebrand the show as Author on the Road. Start pushing everybody to. I think I've got a Facebook page already set up. I haven't been pushing people to this stuff because I didn't think I had content. Then I sort of realized, oh, I'm creating content all the time. All I got to do is start calling it Author on the Road, and we'll be in business. Josephine asks, are you getting more writing done on the road? Absolutely. Well, that's hard. That's actually a difficult question to answer because I'm getting writing done on the road. Whether or not it's more than I was getting done before, that's kind of a 50-50 kind of scenario. But the truth is, I am enjoying the writing more. I loved writing always, but being able to write from a place like this has been amazing. Here, let me turn around. Let's just see this direction. Look at all the trees and the nature. I'm just surrounded by beauty right now, and you can't help but be inspired by that. So I'm getting more writing done in a sense, but really I'm doing probably about the same amount of writing I was always doing, and I'm just enjoying it a lot more than I did before. Like I can't even say it's better writing, and it's just there's more to it. It's a difficult concept to relate, honestly. But Roland says, writing and sipping some coffee. He may be talking to, he's answering Josh, who asked, what's up, brother? This, by the way, drinking coffee and writing, two things I love. So Josh says, look up Stream Beats, royalty-free music you can use in your streams and videos. Thanks, man. And he gave me a link. If you are interested in this stuff, you might want to steal this link too. There it is on screen, streambeats.com. Yeah, man, I'll check that out. I think I actually had heard of that. I actually have, I can get licensed music. I can use the music through Epidemic Sound. I just, it costs extra to do that. This being free, I'm happy to use free stuff. And I know there's actually, YouTube has like a whole archive of music you can tap into, I believe. So, okay, I'm being told that when I turn my head, it cuts off the sound, which is interesting because it's supposed to be coming from these guys. So I apologize for that. It should not be doing that unless the wind's coming across them and cutting it out. I've been told by the folks at StreamYard that these are actually transmitting the sound, but I need to probably verify that. And he says maybe it's the wind. I'm sorry about the wind. I've been trying to find spots that weren't so windy because wind is the enemy of good sound. So. Sherry says, inspiring to write in a place like that. It absolutely is. It absolutely is inspiring. And, I look for inspiration everywhere. I'm constantly hoping to find like the perfect cafe or the perfect writing spot. But I got to tell you, I am getting more and more enamored of writing out in nature, like writing in places where, I'm surrounded by trees and water and wind, and clouds and birds and chipmunks. It's just been incredible. And the other thing I like, and I don't know if you could see it in this shot or not, it's so small that I can't quite make it out. But behind me over there is a wooden bridge right in that area. I love stuff like that. Like I love finding bridges and, old houses and, cabins and things like that. Even if I'm not going to be exploring them directly, just having them there, it ends up sparking some idea. Like I've already kind of written something today. I'm not writing about this area yet. You can count on there being some references to places like South Dakota and Michigan in future books. The whole route we've taken. We came up from Texas, went in through Indiana and Illinois, went into Michigan. We stayed there for almost 2 months, I think, and then about a week ago we got on the road and headed this way. And this has been amazing. We're at a campground that looks an awful lot like this, frankly. It doesn't have the water. That's the only thing missing. But I'm surrounded by pine trees and things like that. So we've been spending a lot of time. Something Karen and I both discovered we love is the actual road trip part. That's why we traded in the travel trailer for an actual camper van. That and, with COVID and everything, it's kind of 50-50 whether there's going to be a usable restroom anywhere. Like we've showed up at places before here in the past few months, and the restrooms were closed, restaurants are closed. It's to me, it's ridiculous. I don't want to go into it, but I mean, I think it's kind of dumb. But there's a lot out here that's still available, still open, and still accessible if you're bringing your own food and restrooms and things like that with you. So that's what we're doing. That's how this all started. Um, okay. Josh says the sound is probably just the internet connection. The video takes a lot of bandwidth. Nothing you do, but the view is worth it. I hope so, man. That's what I'm counting on. A lot of the content I plan on doing is going to be live stream like this. Not a lot of people are doing this on YouTube. There are a ton of YouTube channels of authors and van lifers and others who are pre-recording, doing a lot of editing stuff. I have a video and film background. I mean, I can edit. I can do some pretty fancy stuff. I've got all the software and equipment I need with me, and I probably will do a few things like that. But having the ability to talk to people live and answer questions and just interact with everyone seems a lot more fun to me. And also, this is frankly, it's just faster. It's just a quick, like I can chat with you, and we can be together and hang out. And then once that's done, well, it's not letting me scroll down. It's up. I don't have to worry about editing or anything fancy. I could just shoot and go. So let's see other comments. Josephine says like maybe this would be a spot where a serial killer would dump a body. I like where your head is at, Josephine. Not necessarily from a don't come kill me. I don't want you to come, try out your theory on anything. But I think we have come across a lot of places, Kara and I, where I have said things. She hates when I do this. Where I've said things like, if I were a serial killer, I would totally do this. And so that's what. In fact, here's what's funny. We run into people all the time, and I tell people I'm an author because that's what I do. Tell people I'm an author, and I share a lot with them about the whole business because people are just really interested in it. But one thing I'll say every now and then, just to see what kind of reaction I get, is that is something along the lines of, serial killers and authors have very similar search histories on Google. They have very similar Google search histories, and I just want to see how people are going to react. So, Josephine asked what the mountain is in the far distance, and it is over there. And I don't know. Let's see, can you see it? There it is. I don't know what mountain it is. I probably should have checked maps and stuff before I started this. I kind of figured people might ask me questions. I don't even know what this lake is. We were randomly driving through this area when I decided this was going to be where we worked for the day. This is how we've done this for the past couple of weeks. Is we get in the van early as we can, or sometimes I'll work from our campsite until lunchtime, and then we'll go drive, find another spot where we're gonna, we just relocate for the day and work from that spot. So, it's like throwing a dart. I mean, we just go. So I don't always know where we're ending up. And we went and did all the touristy stuff over the weekend so that we'd have, we wouldn't miss anything. And sometimes what's interesting is, late in the day, we may slip out and go do another touristy thing. Like we have this year-long pass to Mount Rushmore, so we've actually been up there a couple of times. There's only so much to see at Mount Rushmore itself, but kind of in that area, it's kind of nice to stop. There's towns. There's a town called Hilltop, I think. Lots of places around there. We also went to see the Crazy Horse Monument, which if you haven't seen that, it's pretty cool. It's in progress. It's been in progress for 50 years or so. But it's, they've made the most progress within the past 20, maybe 40 years, close to 40 years. We'll say 30 years so they don't feel as bad because it was in the 80s. So I know I can do the math too. But anyway, that was interesting. There's a nice little guest center, visitor center there. So well worth checking out if you're ever in South Dakota. There's so much here that we're not going to get to explore this time around. We're actually leaving South Dakota on Saturday, I believe, and we may leave Friday evening. I think that might happen because we're going into Colorado. And it's only about a 4.5 hour drive to Fort Collins from where we are, which is where we plan to stay for the a week or so, and then we may be heading for Colorado Springs after that. We haven't quite decided. This is another aspect of all this. Like I would almost just throw a dart if I had brought them with me. Hang a map, throw a dart, and see where we go. So Diaz asks, how is everything going on the road lately? We are really, honestly, genuinely enjoying being on the road. At first, when we first started this, when you pay attention, so here's the thing: if you're watching like mainstream media or even social media, there's a whole lot being said about what conditions are like out in the world, and it sort of starts to scare you. We've spent a lot of time though in a lot of places, between Texas and here, up and down. Sorry, I think I just saw my wife climb out of the van. We've spent a lot of time in places all across the country now, and things are not nearly as scary and bad as they get made out on social media and mainstream media. It's actually kind of a comfortable place out here. We found a lot of like minds. We found a lot of people who are just out. They just want to enjoy nature the same way we are, or they just want to enjoy, a road trip, stop at a place to get a meal. Nobody's trying to intrude on each other's lives. There's a lot of signs of like social distancing and masks and that sort of thing, but for the most part, we just stay away from each other naturally, so it's not necessary. Nobody wants to hang out with each other. But life has been good. Writing has been good. This has been, I keep referring to this as a healing journey in my life. I feel like we're on this healing journey that's allowing us to rest and recoup from the life that we had. I apologize if there's wind. I'm trying to find a nice wind block. Let's see. That might be a little better. We've just been concentrating on relaxing and, it's not a vacation because we're still working. I mean, Kara's got her work. I've got my work. I've got work with Draft to Digital. I've got work, on my own, the stuff that I do for myself, for my business. So, we're doing all that. The difference is we're not letting that dictate our lives or our schedule as much as we were before. We're actually getting out and experiencing life on the road, life in the woods, that sort of thing. So, yeah, says, oh, okay, that lake is good there. Very nice spot there. Yes, this is a gorgeous spot. We've had a great time here today, and this is just one of many places here in Custer State Park that we kind of stopped at and hung out at. Very nice. Very windy right now. It wasn't this windy when we first got here. So I apologize for wind noise. But anyway, just kind of circling back to the Author on the Road idea. I've got some things going. I've been doing things under that brand now for about a couple of months now. I just haven't been really diligent about pushing it out there. I'd love to hear any opinions or ideas that you guys have. Well, ideas. Keep your ideas to yourself. I get sued if I steal ideas. But if you have opinions about how it's going, I'll take those. I'm probably gonna create something more official and roll it out. So this show, the Kevin Show, will become Author on the Road. I think. I'll have the whole YouTube channel will be there. I don't think I have. I know that I don't have the YouTube channel typed into my banners, but I do have that guy. So go to authorontheroad.com. The YouTube channel is doesn't have a short URL yet because it doesn't have any subscribers. So if you look in the links that are in the notes for this show, this episode, you'll find the actual link to that channel. If you want to go ahead and subscribe to it, it'll help me out eventually. I'm going to start populating that with more content as I go. It's a little raw right now, so forgive me, but you're kind of getting in early. So that'll be a place where I'm talking to everyone about our travels, but also about my books, about um, my philosophies in life, that sort of thing. I mean, stuff that may be boring to some folks. I've just decided I'm going to put it out there, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, I move on with my life. I do pretty well. So I'm not necessarily dependent on YouTube income or anything, so I will be all right if you don't like the content. But I think you will. I think the thing about my audience, the thing about the people who I resonate with. I think you guys are interested in this stuff, and I think you're interested in not just the nature and the stuff that's going on in the world that we're exploring, but I think you probably are interested in me and Kara and our dog Minnie, and the stories that that are unfolding around us too. So. If I'm wrong, I'm not making much of a gamble. But if I'm right, I think you're going to enjoy watching this channel. So tune in. And I'll probably still continue to simulcast it to all the different places. I may cut my own channel out at some point, my own YouTube channel, because I don't want to confuse people on YouTube. I don't know. You're welcome to throw some advice my way. I reserve the right to not take it and to not give you any credit for it if I do take it. So just anyway, but go check out authorontheroad.com. I appreciate it. And let's see, I got another comment here. Oh, James Blatch just subscribed. Hi, James. Man, that's I feel like I'm so honored. Okay, so Author on the Road channel would be interesting, though. I'll be checking it out. Appreciate it, yes. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Anyway, I think we're gonna have to wrap it up. I'm in the rambling stage of the video, but I'm gonna be visiting more places like this. If anyone happens to know what the name of that mountain is back there, feel free to leave it in the comments. And if I figure it out, I will let you know. But beyond that, not a bad place to do your work for the day, right? So thanks so much for tuning in, for being a part of this. I am very grateful you're here. I'm very grateful for this. I mean, this is a dream come true for me and Kara. We're really loving it, and I can't wait to see more of the country and the world. Pandemic or no pandemic, I at least got to do this. So very grateful. So, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up now. Take care of yourselves out there, and I'll see you all next time. And maybe even with a whole new brand. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes me to pull that together. So.